Alright. Well, fellas, I woke up this morning and got some very unpleasant news. Meaning I was displeased with something that I read when I went outside for my morning cigarette and got on my phone. I just want to start off, look here. This is the thing that everybody's bitching about, right? Right. This is the skill gap that everybody's complaining about. That's the skill gap. Right, they're calling it actions per minute because people can do this. I don't know if you heard those button presses, but that's really not fucking hard to do. Tap with your fingers, right? That's not a hard concept. They're not removing light attack weaving like a lot of people are freaking out and saying. They're essentially making it less useful. In my opinion, downright useless, the amount of damage that they're reducing it by. Now, heavy attacks are getting a lot more damage, which I'm okay with, right? Because you have this issue right here. Well, there we go, 3708 non-crit, right? Versus 57. It's only about 2,000 more for a full swing. Whereas, like, okay, so let me explain this to you. A full heavy attack gives me 5768, right? A light attack gives me 37 plus, what was that, 37. It gives me more damage and puts a dot on. I can, in that global cooldown, I can get more damage off of light attack weaving, right? Because I was willing to press more buttons in that 1 second. It's not something, and there's a lot of people that, oh, well, this is a punishment for good players. Look, if you think this makes you a good player, you're part of the fucking problem, bud. You're the one feeding that fucking notion to everybody else that you think you're better and more elite because you can do this. This isn't something that only good players can do. Everybody in the fucking game can do this, right? They can also chain light attacks in between abilities like this, right? If you heard the button presses, it's dizzy, right? L1, light attack, R2, noxious breath, circle, right? You can hear them. Not a fucking hard concept, right? It's not hard to press buttons in a certain order. It shouldn't be considered a skill gap that needs to get narrowed. It's not a skill gap, it's a want to press buttons gap. It's not because somebody's better, they pressed more buttons than you. Maybe they pressed a better combination of buttons, or they played more fluidly than you. Why should you punish somebody for pressing more buttons versus somebody who's too fucking lazy to press more buttons? Because at this point, dude, the game's been out 6 fucking plus years. It's not even a fucking learn to play issue anymore, because this isn't something that needs to be taught. But for those of you who don't know, an ability is on a global cooldown timer, right, of 1 second, right? I can sit here and you can see my R1 down there blinking twice. I'm trying to tap it multiple times in succession, right? Or I'll sit here and do it continuously. No matter what, it's still only going to proc every 1 second. Light attacks, however, are on a separate cooldown timer of 1 second, right? They both have their own individual timers that are separate. So if you can learn to utilize both of those separate timers, right, you can chain abilities together. I don't know what's so fucking difficult to learn about that. If you cannot do that, because it doesn't, a lot of people, oh, well, it takes a couple hours to learn, or a couple weeks, or, dude, if you can't learn this to press 2 buttons, right, in 20 seconds, that's a fucking you issue, dude. That's not an everybody else fucking issue. It's not everybody else, dude. That's on you. And for those of you saying, oh, well, let's just cancel our ESO Plus subscription. Look, I'm going to show you why. They don't care about you threatening with your fucking bare minimum $15 a month that you pay. That's not the way you're going to hurt them. You can't hurt them. They're a multi-million-dollar corporation. Their lawyers are better than your lawyers, too. They don't give a flying fuck about you and your $15 a month, and I'll show you why. Right. Well, I'm not going to show you here yet, but I'll show you in the Crown Store. Right. This is a predatory microtransaction system that caters and enables people with gambling problems, or might have a gambling problem and don't know they do, or just don't want to admit it, for things that have zero functional value in the game, just purely aesthetic. People that want things to look prettier in their virtual world. This is gross. This is a gambling system with real fucking money. People's real hard-earned money. And I get the whole idea of capitalism. Well, they spent the money, they wanted it. It's like, well, then why? It's like, yeah, but the world would be better if people didn't fucking put things out there like that. It would. And it's okay if you didn't get what you wanted, because you can save up your crown gems and from shit that you got, which obviously you're gonna get a lot of junk. You get 1 or 2 crown gems at a time per box, and so after you spend several $100s on crown crates, you can get crown gems, and you can save up 6 months later to get the next one of these fucking Apex mounts that they have. It's ridiculous. Like, let's do houses, man. The cheapest way to get 12,000 crowns is by spending $95. Right? $95 for a virtual fucking house. Look at how many of these there are. People have tons of houses in this game too. Tons of the big houses. People are actually spending real money on this, like lots of real money. Right? They don't care about your fucking ESO Plus subscription. That's $95 per house right there. And there are people that have multiple houses, and they're buying those within a fucking couple week period. You're spending $15 a month, and they're giving you 1,500 free crowns. They don't care about that. I know the PvP player base hates hearing that. They don't give a fuck about you, but they don't. That's why they haven't had any actual new PvP updates, other than that stupid ass Zergling hammer that you run around with, and the whole fucking map piles on it, and you lag even more than this game's performance can already not handle anyways. These fucking mounts, $20 here, $35 here, you know, like, fucking, let's see, these pets, $15, $20 here and there for things that follow you around that are fucking negligible, dude. They don't care about your ESL Plus. I'll even show you even further. Now I can come here. You can go to a purchase screen in your in-home house that you've already spent $95 fucking dollars on. Right? Go to your conservatory. Right? They will literally sell you rocks, grass, sticks, right? Ferns, tiny little fucking things for 10 crowns each. You know, I have 140 crowns. And I think I did this. I had already bought some of this shit just to prove the point, but I'm not going to go through all that and place it and show you how big it is. But that's why I have an odd amount of crowns, 140. But yeah, in this house right here, I have from saving up several months of ESO Plus to buy this fucking retarded house, and I got a few things in it too. And I got all this shit while it was on sale, mind you. I'm frugal. I don't like to spend money on this fucking game. It's just ridiculous. They don't care about your fucking ESO Plus. You're not going to hurt them by threatening to cancel your ESO Plus. One, you're not going to cancel it. You're just going to bitch about it. Nobody's going to do it. It sucks. Really, everybody just needs to swallow the pride, accept that this game is going fucking downhill fast. It's not going to go back uphill. They've been catering, and they've been showing in their spoiler notes and their patch notes, and that they don't want a skill gap. They don't want a competitive edge to this game. They want it to be casual friendly. They want it to be large scale, even though the fucking game cannot handle large scale because it's on outdated hardware. Right? Their server is fucking garbage. Explain it to you this way, dude. It's not on the player base's end. Look, dude. If I go into this, okay, this would be if Zoss had a fucking hamburger shop like McDonald's, and they offered a no onion burger, right? And there were 40 people inside already, excited to eat this no onion burger. Well, they serve everybody after they fucking advertised it for months on television. They serve everybody this no onion burger, and you walk up to the counter, and to your surprise, there's 17 other people out of these 40 people that have the exact same fucking issue that you do. Right? You order a no onion burger, and they say, sure thing, yeah, no, we advertised it, we're giving you a no onion burger, here you go. And they hand you a whole plate of fucking onions, and the plate is made of fucking onions too. Right? It's an onion woven plate full of fucking onions. This is their performance patch that I'm comparing this to. This is an analogy for those of you who don't know. And then you go, well, I ordered a no onion burger. This is a plate full of fucking onions on a plate made of onions. And they're like, maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's on your end. Are you sure? Have you tried setting it down on the table and eating it to make sure? With their generic, have you tried troubleshooting this issue responses? Send us a ticket. That would be like them, okay, well, please take a number and set it down. And then they take the number and throw it in the fucking trash right in front of you. You know? But they're like, oh, are you sure? And then there's 23 other people in the restaurant. You could show them your fucking your no onion burger is a plate full of onions, and they would go, well, look at me. I've got a burger here. And some of them would still be holding no onion burgers, right? And then the other ones would be holding fucking a plate full of onions and going, no, this is a good no onion burger. They would just be completely oblivious to the fact that they're eating a plate full of onions. They don't care. But at any other place, if any company offered some kind of shit like that and they give you a broken product or something that wasn't advertised, they'd be punished for it. Or the employee who gave it to you would be punished for it. But AAA publishers, because I guess legislation is skew on marketing broken products in the gaming industry, they can get away with shit like this. I mean, it's wrong. It's so fucking wrong. But it's not going to change just because a few people are upset about it. It's just not. You know, even if half the player base was upset about it, there are people who have put visual representation of the bugs and issues and performance problems that they're having on the forum page. Those posts either get shut down, closed, right, so nobody can further comment, or the devs post their generic. Maybe it's on your end here. Have you tried submitting a ticket or troubleshooting? It's not. If there is a large portion of your players, and I'm not saying the majority, I'm just saying there's enough players on there. If you look through the forums, there are a lot of people complaining about a lot of things, and especially this new change this morning. They don't care about your feedback. They're going to do what they want to do. It's their damn game. Just fucking let it happen, and either fucking let this game go downhill and keep playing it, or let this game go downhill and quit. It's the way it is now at this point. And there's going to be some days when I play this game, and then there's going to be fucking whole weeks where I don't. And there used to be a time when I'd wake up every fucking day, and I'd play this game for a little bit. You know? I would play this in my downtime, in my free time. But now it's just... Nah, man. It ain't worth it no more. It ain't. I'm gonna leave my sanity intact for a couple weeks at a time. Anyhow, there's a lot more issues I'd like to discuss, but I think this about settles it, fellers. Y'all have a good one. I'm fucking out of here.